Steve Cooper Rank Success, and this is a very short series of 3 videos to support sergeants who have just found out, or aspiring sergeants who have just found out in Greater Manchester Police, that there is a promotion opportunity, a promotion selection process being run in the next couple of weeks. And one of the first kind of things when I found out about it is that people are concerned about time, the time that they have available. Well, stick with these videos. There's good news. You can turn things around very quickly. The fact that they are reported to be surprise boards shouldn't really be the case, because if you qualify to sergeant and you aspire to sergeant, then there should have been some work that you're doing in terms of your CPD and readiness and preparation for this opportunity. So I just wanted to get into it and to deliver 3 short videos to support you. The reason for that is I'm unavailable for the rest of the week, and I have had requests on a number of emails saying, is there anything you can do in that time? So let's just get and hit the ground running, because time is of the essence. This process is around where your force has been, where it is now, and where it's heading to in the future, okay? And you are part of the future. You are part of moving forward from the present to the future. So share this video with a colleague, with a friend who's going for promotion. It's some free support, and it's something to help provoke your thinking ahead of a promotion selection process, because that's what you're going to be doing. I understand this process is around an interview, so I'll be covering some of those aspects, and a presentation, and also just to the focus, the center of it will be on your forces plan on a page. So the plan for the future, the plan for going forward. And essentially, as a sergeant, a newly promoted sergeant, you are part of that plan going forward. So what will you do? How will you contribute going forward? So that's what these 3 videos are about. The good news is there is enough time, obviously depending on where you are, but a week, 10 days, 14 days is enough time to hit the ground running. To enable you to do that, I have a digital promotion toolkit bespoke for sergeant, which covers lots of aspects around you preparing effectively. So if time is of the essence, which it would appear to be, then making best use of that time and valuing your time is important. There is also a 4-hour digital promotion masterclass that I've done to really get you orientated, and then you can start looking at your plan on a page, your force plan for the future, and then start correlating and planning where the role of a sergeant, where your evidence, where your intentions, your skills, your attributes can make that contribution going forward. In short, what you will do. So I don't know whether you can be facing forward-facing or rear-facing questions, but I have done a whole body of free support for you. If you were not aware of that, there are free podcasts, there are free YouTube videos like this on the CVF, the Competency and Values Framework, and the values. There are also free downloadable guides, but there is a bespoke premium downloadable digital guide that you can download for the role of sergeant. There's a whole toolkit around structuring your evidence, and the 4-hour promotion masterclass. I'm unavailable for one-to-one support. As I've said, I'm often working 2 or 3 months ahead in terms of my other activities that I deliver. So that's why I've put together these 3 short videos. So there is enough time. The role of a sergeant is really important. It's a place I would suggest you start. That's covered in my digital guides. And what do I mean by that? Well, most people have a good kind of guess, a good stab in the dark, if you like, at what the role of a sergeant is about. There are a number of functions and dimensions to a sergeant's role, first line supervision. And most people, when they're asked off cuff, if you like, to talk about that, generalize, and they talk about general things from their own experience. There are a number of functions, including supervision, training, CPD, your own CPD, and that of a team, because essentially you're putting yourself forward to be a team leader, so you're going to be assessed on that, the performance of a team. The welfare and well-being is a big thing, and I noticed that's in your force plan on a page, how you're going to be going forward. So what will you do, how will you do it? Briefing, so formal briefing is part of a sergeant's role. How will you do that? I understand the presentation is part of your assessment process, and as it is with many other processes. So have a look at that. That's available. So in APP you will find bespoke briefing models, and I'll cover a couple of them in the next video, which will be around presentations. Leadership, well, that's such a vast subject. It's massive, and clearly sergeants are going to be expected to lead. It's a key part around effective leadership moving forward as part of your GMP plan on a page and the plan for the future. So where do you fit into that? You know, leadership for people, performance and change is what sergeants and inspectors are about. And so in my digital toolkit, obviously I cover that. Leadership styles, if you get asked a question, you can anticipate promotion questions. You know, what's your leadership style? Well, you'll notice from some of my blogs, if you've had a chance to read them, there isn't one. There isn't one. There are a number of leadership styles that you may demonstrate in any one day. What are they? Which one do you default to best, and why? How will that help you to lead teams going forward through difficult and challenging times? So there's a whole lot of work that can be done, but it can be done very quickly. As I say, I've got a 4-hour promotion masterclass that will get you up to spec, up to you know, the level of briefing that you need to be. There's a digital toolkit that will cover things like the leadership and the elements and functions of the sergeant's role, so that you can really hit the ground running and kind of be on point, if you like, ahead of the curve for these processes. And it also helps you make the best use of your time. So the role of a sergeant is really, really important. Discipline, don't forget discipline. You're going to need discipline in your plan. Sergeants are the first point of discipline. It's a disciplined organisation still. What does that mean to you? What does that mean for you? What does it mean for your teams? How will you approach that aspect in terms of standards? So the other thing around, you know, the sergeant's role in a nutshell is to set, communicate and reinforce standards in the organisation. That essentially is what your plan on a page, what your force plan for going forward is about. It's about resetting, recalibrating and going forward with, you know, setting, communicating and reinforcing standards at each level of leadership, but certainly that falls to sergeants and inspectors. So set, communicate and reinforce is the sergeant's job in a nutshell. That's my submission of what it is. That links very strongly to ethical leadership and the principles of ethical leadership. So how will you lead ethically going forward? So have a look at that. It links very closely to Code of Ethics. So there's a clue. The Code of Ethics sits at the heart of the NDM. All of these things, once you've done the work, you understand now they're all linked together. And once you can link them together mentally, you can start talking about them verbally and proactively in your own interests, and link that to the plan that Chief Constable has set out for building and supporting and maintaining public confidence going forward in GMP for the communities that are there, and to raise public confidence generally, which is the name of the game. It's why you're putting yourself forward for a promotion process. It's why people, why cops are and police staff come into policing, is to deliver services for people. But vulnerable, safeguarding and, you know, enforcement, detection, prevention and education. So have a think around all of those issues. They're really important. The plan on a page, the 4-hour masterclass, a digital toolkit will get you to the point where you can make the best of your preparation time next week. Have a look, have a read through it all, write down the things. If you choose to download those products, write down the new things. There will be lots of new things, light bulb moments, aha moments. Write them down, because that signifies what you know now that you didn't know then. And for a lot of people, that's quite a revelation when they reflect on it, because most cops work as good operational cops. Their technical skills are very good, but when they come to preparing for a promotion selection process, making that jump up, which is the hardest jump to sergeant in the rank structure, is unnecessarily made more difficult if you haven't done the groundwork. So just to recap, although you push for time, it's a great opportunity. There are things you can do to prepare very quickly. I'm going to do another couple of videos to talk around the presentations and linking some concepts around this to a plan on a page. Please tell a friend, tell a colleague who would benefit from this, because, you know, I can't do this stuff if people don't engage. People are engaging a lot more, but when I found out from a couple of emails, phone calls, that there's this opportunity for people, and people are, or some people are unprepared. I'm sure some of you watching this will have done a little bit more work. I know that there's some smart ones amongst you that have already downloaded my toolkits and are serious about this. That's the only way to approach this opportunity. But whatever you choose to do, whatever you decide to do, I wish you the very best for this opportunity. Take care. I'll be along with another video shortly, and stay safe.